Hi, everyone. My name is Lynda Goldman, and I have the pleasure today of speaking with Mark Johnson, who is a business coach.
Hi.
And I'm just going to ask him a few questions, and he's going to tell you about his business and himself. So, Mark, maybe you could just tell us what kind of coaching you do, who you work with, and how you got started.
Sure. Well, I'll start with who I work with. I work with small, medium-sized businesses, and I work with people that want to make a difference. They want something more out of life. They want something more out of their business, and they're feeling stuck. Now, that's kind of broad, but I work with mostly small, medium-sized businesses, but they've got to be in business for the right reasons. It's something more than it's about the money. It's about their family. It's about their community. And it's about leaving the world a little bit better for their families, their communities, their employees. So that's who I work with.
And you have some interesting stories about how you got started.
How I got started. Well, I was part of the team. We built two companies that we sold both of them to multinational companies, built them up and sold them. And during that time, I was doing a lot of work in operations and project management, and would send employees off for training, and they would come back and do exactly the same thing they've been doing when they left. They weren't applying their training. And I heard a great quote after that. They called it shelf help. You know, you go to a course, you take the course, and then the binder goes up on the shelf and it never really does anything. And it doesn't have to be just a small business. Like we were 200 employees when we sold. So it's all range. And I started to wonder why aren't they, doing what we just sent them for training for? And anything from technical skills to management skills to project management. What I discovered was it's a lot about their thinking and how they process. So I started to study that, did a bunch of work with T. Harv Eker from Peak Potentials, studied a lot with Bob Proctor. I'm actually certified with Bob Proctor to teach all his programs. And a lot of work with Blair Singer. Now, some of you might know of Blair, might not know, but he's Robert Kiyosaki's, as Robert puts it, his longest surviving friend. So, and that got me some momentum. And how do we do this? And part of my drive in business, because I come from an oil and gas background where people work a lot of long days, a lot of long hours. Here in Alberta, where I live, we actually passed a law that you can't work employees more than 24 days straight. Now you'd think, what do you mean 24 days straight? I mean 24 consecutive days. Oil and gas doesn't work like a lot of industries where, it's Monday to Friday or maybe Monday to Saturday. It's 7 days a week. So a lot of people would work 60 days in a row, 90 days in a row, and all to make money, right? And then they would take that money and they would go and buy the camper, the motorhome, the quad bikes, the whatever it was to entertain their family when they were, when they did get a weekend off or something. And that struck me as somehow kind of wrong, because I saw it. I can think of a friend of mine that wants to spend time with his kids, but his kids are now graduated from college and gone on, where he's at the point in his life where he has a little more time to spend with his kids. And his kids really don't, Dad, I remember that guy. Or a joke I heard years ago from a friend, he said his boy went to school and told the teacher that there was some strange guy living at the house calling himself Dad. Like, it not being funny, but lots of kids, when you're not around, right, they miss you. So what I like to do is help businesses become more productive in less time, right? How can you get what you need done in less time? Sometimes it's employees, sometimes it's just not doing things you don't need to do, right? And then how can you leverage what you do into making the money in less time with less effort from you? So that's kind of long, but that's
Yeah, you must have a lot of success stories then of people who sort of reduce the time and maybe balance their life a little better, maybe got other benefits out of life.
yeah. And I look at it in business. We hear a lot of work-life balance, right? And I don't see it so much as a balance, right? Because balance, people think, well, if I do this, then I get to do this. Where I would rather them look at it as blended, as harmony, where you maybe do take a phone call about your business, because we all have one of these. We maybe do take a phone call while we're at the beach with our kids, but you're at the beach with your kids, right? So it's not, I'm at the beach with my kids and I shut my business off completely, but you need to be able to, yes, shut your business down at times, that, turn your phone off at 6 o'clock at night. Business is done for the day. Maybe don't look at your email, right? We all have that problem. I think that your inbox fills up and you're always in there looking, or you have the notice on your phone. Well, maybe you only check your email twice a day, right? Do you need to check your email all the time? Or I don't work with doctors. Doctors are probably the only ones that need to answer this or something immediately. Most of us as business owners, a couple of hours isn't going to make, right? If 2 hours is going to make a big difference in a sale for you, we need to look at your business and how we structure your business, right? It shouldn't be that critical.
That's really good advice, because I check my phone a lot outside of business hours. So I think anyone running a small business probably does.
Well, we do, and it's become a habit, right? And that's what I work with people on, because habits, like we often hear, oh, we're going to do a paradigm shift. We got to change our paradigm in a business. Well, a paradigm is simply a bunch of habits that you've grown to use, right? And if you want something different, you have to it's not so much about changing that paradigm as creating a new one, creating that new habit. So my phone gets plugged into my office and I go and do my other stuff, right? I turn it to silent so it's not bugging me, right? So in the evening, I spend time with my family. In the mornings, during this, and this is a big shift for me too, because I've worked probably 40 states, most Canadian provinces, Australia, Argentina. So I know what it's like to be traveling all the time and always being on in my business. Now, and this is because of some of the stuff I've learned and some of the stuff I help my clients with, I have the privilege of, in the morning, I get up, do my morning practice, my gratitude and my meditation and that, and then I get to make my daughter lunch. And then I walk her to school. Then I walk home. Then I start my day, right? I have that, I give myself permission to have that luxury that my business starts at 9 o'clock. There's nothing that urgent that I have to do before.
So tell us a little more about what you do in your spare time now that you're not tied to your phone and you do have some.
Well, we spend a bunch of time, we live in Alberta, so we're close to the mountains. So we like to go to the mountains on the weekends and explore. Here in a couple of weeks, we're going to Ontario to spend a bunch of time on the Lake Huron shore and splash around in the big lake for a while. But other things, I'm writing a book right now. My daughter, who's 9, she's currently writing her 3rd book. Now, none of them are published, but she's writing them. And that's one of the things we want to do, is keep encouraging her. So on Saturdays, we go to a writer's club and we write. We spend time with our pets. On the weekend, I got to spend some time with my daughter teaching her how to use power tools. And some people might freak out. Oh, you teach your daughter? Yes, because they're skills that she's going to have forever. And then she's not, wondering, how do I fix this or how do I build that? That's what we did. We built a cat run for our cats, so they've got a place where they can go outside and explore, but still be safe.
Well, that's wonderful. I think we might have frozen, so maybe I'll keep talking till we get you back. Are you?
Family, I get to spend time with my friends.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good. I think it was a frozen moment there, but not very
Yeah.
long. So anything else that you, what do you love about Canada? Heather wants to talk about that. So.
What I love about it, especially here in Alberta in the West, there's opportunity. There is so much opportunity to build a business, to grow a business that, and it's not just, we're so diverse from one side of the country to the other, and that just gives us more opportunity. And I know it's cliche, but we can proudly sew our flag in our backpack and go to Europe and be welcomed. And I know that because my friends have done that. My wife spent 6 months in Germany, and everybody greeted them with open arms. So that's one of the great things about Canada. But I think it's just our diversity and our natural beauty that we have, right? Like, I live not an hour's drive from the Rocky Mountains, right? But on the same side, we've got some of the biggest freshwater lakes in the world here. And I think we're just a diverse but welcoming and open country that has immense opportunity. One of my clients actually just arrived in Canada from Hong Kong, and he's starting a business here based on his business he had in Hong Kong. So, you can show up, start a business, right? That's fantastic.
I do have to echo what you said about the Rockies, because I've been there and they're absolutely gorgeous. It is a beautiful part of the country. And there are many beautiful parts of the country from east to west coast. So
yeah, and that's the town I live in. If you're driving west out of town down the main street, that's what you see is the Rocky Mountains in the distance. So yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, any final words you want to leave for anyone listening?
Well, I encourage, and this is something I know to be true for me, if you have a business and you don't have a coach, get a coach. A coach, and this is something we're always told to think outside of the box. But as business owners, we built the box. So it's really hard to think outside of the box. It takes bringing in someone like a coach or a mentor to look at your business and say, oh, yeah, try this. Maybe you should look at that. Why are you doing it that way? You don't see that because that's how you've done it. So I have a coach. I have 2 coaches right now myself, because I can't see everything that I can't see. And that's where a coach helps a business. So you're in business, get a coach. It'll move your business ahead so much, so fast. It'll surprise you.
Oh, I completely agree. I have a coach, and it's changed my business vastly. So yeah. I think, as business owners, we feel like we have to be independent and know everything ourselves, and we don't. There's always someone that knows more that can give you an outside look or a guide to something.
Well, I'll take one of my friends, Jason Parker. Now, he's a Canadian Olympic speed skating medalist, and you can't become the first part of his career. He didn't have a coach, right? For speed skating, from age 7 to about 12, he didn't have a coach. And the change he made from that age up, when he got a coach that could show him, oh, try this, try that. Oh, this worked for you, do it again, right? That's the difference a coach makes in sports. It's the same in your business, right? You have someone there that is keeping you moving forward. That's what I see coaching as.
Well, I want to thank you very much for this time together. And I learned some things from you as well. So great.
Thank you.
I'm sure everyone will as well.
Thank you for your time, Lynda, and thank you for the interview. It was awesome.
Yeah, my pleasure.